Hello, you guys. Mumen finally speaks up about her issues with Frank, and we're gonna read it ASAP and see what she had to say. So, I'm really happy that Mumen finally spoke out and let us know how the Frank situation affected her and how she feels about it right now. So, she said, I want to publicly thank each and every one of you for your continued support throughout this journey. Yesterday, you all witnessed part 1 of the reunion that was actually filmed a few months ago. Please know that I have no hate in my heart towards Frank. The emotions I expressed are very real, but they were about the way in which he decided to handle things during the reunion, not about things not working out between us. I was fine with the conversation initially, but things went left when instead of being honest, he made it seem like it was an issue on my part. That was not okay with me, and so I addressed it. I know what I deserve, and I know that's not it. I don't think he's a bad guy. He's just not the guy for me. With love, MK. And of course, if you guys listen to Frank's interview with Crystal XO, he says that the reason why he completely just kind of ghosted Mumen was because he was suffering a mental issue after leaving the show, almost like a mental crisis, a bit of depression, and the way he handled it was to completely isolate himself from Mumen. This is what he had to say.
What ended up happening between Mumen and myself is like literally as I left the show, as we left recording, it was 2.5 months of my life that you really couldn't do much else. Like you couldn't work, you spent all your time, even when the cameras were off, trying to really make these valuable connections. And it really did stress me out. I ended up doing something I hadn't done since I was 8 years old, and realizing that, my thoughts weren't, really connecting. Something that for me is I'm typically cool, calm, collective, and have a lot of clarity. I'm the person that people go to for advice, but I couldn't even give myself advice. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if I was depressed. I didn't know if I all of a sudden needed to be diagnosed with ADHD. I didn't know if I needed Ritalin or Adderall. But I knew something was off. And so I started going to therapy. This was roughly around the second week of October, and I've gone every single Wednesday at 2 p.m., and it really helped. But even my therapist diagnosed me with a level of PTSD that came from the shock of the show. Leaving the show, I needed to ground myself again. And it took me a while to do that. And it took going to therapy. And I literally stepped away from just about everything. Close friends, family, and of course, unfortunately, Mumen, because I just didn't really know where to go with my thoughts or how to tell her that, these things were happening to me.
And another thing he did during the reunion was he tried to put everything on Mumen and say, oh, Mumen was going too fast and he didn't like certain things he saw about Mumen. And of course, that is completely wrong. And that is similar to what Tyrone did to Carrie. He wanted to find an excuse to move on. And instead of just saying, okay, I'd like to move on, he made it an issue with her and it had nothing to do with her. Men don't know how dangerous it is when they do things like that, because the issue is never the woman, but it's like for them to feel justified in their behaviors, they turn it into an issue with the woman. You don't know how mentally that could affect somebody when literally it has nothing to do with them. So let me know what you guys think. This is what Mumen had to say. See you in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.